Welcome to Vampire Radio!
Hola, hola, hola. You are listening or watching Vampire Radio. Of course, I'm your hostess with the mostest, Shelly from Kelly. And I am joined by my lovely co-host, the podcast dog, Minnie the Moocher, but she's over there and looks really comfortable, so I am not about to bother her. So I meant to record this on Friday, which was 4th of July / Fred Mertz's birthday. Who's Fred Mertz? Well, if you're new here and you don't know who Fred Mertz is, that's my little guy, my special little guy, my mini pincher, Fred Mertz, who passed away a few years back. He also had a wife, Ethel Mertz, of course, and she passed away sadly a couple years before him, or maybe it was just a year before him. And today's her birthday. So they had close birthdays. So God bless my Mertzes. We were talking about it on the Shelly and Stoner Jesus Smokeout. You can watch the free replay on X and on Twitch. All the links are on shellymartinez.net/links. They got brought up because we were on the Dog Whisperer. So I really got my feelings about them. And I was like, oh my gosh, today's Ethel's birthday. I got so tied up in my weekend. It was so busy. Again, I meant to record this on Friday because I thought it'd be cool to record it on Fred's birthday. It was 4th of July, make it a cute theme. 4th of July just got away from me from cooking to getting things ready. And I knew that I had to kind of reserve my energy, if you will, for the next day because I had a huge day on Saturday and on Sunday too. But mainly on Saturday, that was like the real busy day. So I got into it on the Smokeout about how Fred and Ethel were just so special to me, not just because, they're my fur babies, but their roles in my life and what I really truly gained from being a better pet owner and having that relationship with them for so long. It's so deep, dude. Like, I don't think people realize that. And if you are a pet owner and especially if you had your pet for a really long time, you totally get it. But not everybody's a pet owner. Not everyone gets it. But, not even I got it until I kind of broke it down on the Smokeout a little bit ago about how me having to step up and take better care of them, I just gained so much. It wasn't just me being a better pet owner and taking care of the Mertzes better. It was more than that. And I'm just so grateful for the connection and those relationships. So Fred and Ethel, wherever you are, I love you, my babies. You'll always be my babies. Speaking of babies, Minnie, did you think you were going to get away? All right, I'll put you back down, but you couldn't get away from at least showing your face here on the podcast. So Vampire Radio, let's talk about it. This is Season 2, Episode 1. That's right. We're now in a new season. It's been a little over a year since I started to try to revamp, if you will, Vampire Radio. And so I was like, you know what? Let's just start fresh and new. I learned a lot. Let's just apply it. We don't need to talk about the details here. Just keep tuning in here on Vampire Radio. One of the things that I did change, though, that we're going to chit-chat about a little bit before we move on, is my Patreon. The Patreon for my Secret Society and for the Vampire Radio. Now, the Vampire Radio one for the VIPs is still up. But long story short as I can make it, I'm like, dude, I need to consolidate. I got too much going on. It's too confusing for people, and it's too much for me to keep up with. So the way you can become a Vampire Radio VIP is you got to join on Patreon, but you go to the patreon.com/Shelly Martinez, which is what I've been using for my Secret Society for many years, but I created a tier that's called Vampire Radio VIP, and with that you get all access to all of the podcasts, including the old podcasts that I've been re-uploading over here on Vampire Radio, whether it was my Talking Shit or Martinez Girls Radio or the Wake and Bake, all of that stuff, like from when I posted back in 2017, 18, 19, all of that is there and available for you right now. So over 100 episodes that you can listen to right now when you join the Vampire Radio VIP on patreon.com/Shelly Martinez. Now, it's $3 a month, but you do get a 7-day trial period. So with your 7-day trial period, you get, like I said, access to all of the podcasts, and you get invited to join Stoner Jesus and I when we do the Smokeout. We've been recording every week now. We're back to weekly until otherwise noted, but you can join us on that, which means when we're doing the public stream, the free stream, you can still be in the chat room, chatting with us there. And then when we go into the bonus section, that's when you can join us. You can get on camera with us, or you could just stay in the chat room, whatever you'd like. So there's that too. And then I'll also be having some Vampire Radio streams as well. So you don't want to miss out. Go over to patreon.com/Shelly Martinez and join the Vampire Radio VIP. So we have, like I said, new season, a new format. We have some new things for you. Who's we? Me, yeah, you know what? Me and Minnie. Me and Minnie got some things for you guys. And starting off, we're going to add some music to the mix, which makes me so excited. You know, if you've been tuning in to me for a while, you know how important it is for me to incorporate music into the podcasting, because I just love it. It's so me. And I just want to do me, right? So let's get it. I have a couple blocks of music for you guys. It's a little bit more than a block. I think each one has 5. Usually a block is 4 songs, but I couldn't choose between, I couldn't just drop one. I just found 5 good songs for each of the people that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. I will also be linking all of their info, what I can find on them, down below in the description. So if you want to check out any of these people who I cover on here and their music, make sure to check them out here in the description below. And hello, how can I not give props where props are due? The Vampire Radio official song now, the intro song by Acid Wash. Go follow them on Instagram. Again, I linked them all below. There was a couple episodes back. You got to go look. Go look. I'll link it below as well. It's for those lazy people out there that says, no, just give me the link. Okay, the link's below as well in the description of when I discovered Acid Wash and the Vampire Radio song. All right, let's get right into it, shall we? So first we have a band called Endless Love, and we're going to start with their track called 555. All right, that last one was Tape Deck by Endless Love. What'd you think? A little different, right? Here's the thing. When you are somebody that wants to incorporate music into your podcast, that means you got to dig a little deep. And I thought, you know what? I am so down for the challenge. I know I can't be playing songs that we all know on here, right? But this gives me, a music lover, an opportunity to discover other music out there. Otherwise, I would have never known about had I not had to figure out a way to dig into catalogs where it's totally royalty, copyright free, whatever, without getting in trouble, and incorporating it into the podcast. Because that's just when I operate my best. It's just, music has just always been one of those things in my life for as long as I can remember. That's always been there for me. I know a lot of you watching or listening can relate, right? If you're following me on social media, specifically Twitter and Instagram, you know how much I love the show VIP, the TV show with Pamela Anderson. Long story short, I've talked about it a million times and I will talk about it a million more. One of my first acting gigs that was like a total professional, not independent kind of vibes was VIP. I was a body double for a author that attended a PETA event. It was a very high-end PETA event back in the early 2000s. Pamela Anderson was a part of it, and she got an award or something like that. But they had a big deal event. The B-52s were playing, the whole 9 yards. Sandra Bernhardt, oh my gosh, love me some Sandy B. She's on it. She's one of the villains. So I got to hang out with Pamela Anderson for a good amount of time. And I also got to hang out with Natalie Rotano. I hope I'm saying that right. The one that plays Nikki on VIP. And it was so cool because it's not like we had these deep conversations or anything like that, but I just saw how much fun they were having at work. Now, this is just before I started wrestling and got into the business. So to me, it was especially Pamela Anderson, she was already Pamela Anderson for a long time at that point. So to see that she was having fun, to see that they were just acting normal and they weren't these snooty actresses or whatever, I thought was really cool. The way they treated me was really awesome. They were including me in their conversations and everything. And even though if you blink, don't blink twice. But if you blink, you might miss me. But what sucks is I've noticed that they never play the replay or the rerun. I watch VIP in the morning. It comes on at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning on MeTV2. And that's kind of my morning, during the week. So it's kind of my morning routine where I would drink my coffee, get my mind right, and watch VIP. And so I've been rewatching it now for over a year. And it's one of the best things that MeTV has given. MeTV and MeTV2 has given me so much. They've given me Svengoolie. They gave me Sven Tooney. They gave me Tune In With Me. So many different movies, freaking Matthew Starr. Oh my gosh, the list goes freaking on, people. I'm such a nerd, and you guys already know this. So for them to be playing now a show that not only is personal to me, but I was so honored to be able to be a part, even though so small, of that shoot, because that show was everything I loved. It had it was so cute and bright and girly, but at the same time, they were kicking ass. The different characters, I love all of them. And that's the thing. All the actors on there are so awesome, from the top cast, the main cast, to just even the extras. And everyone in between, the guest people that come in, whether they're known or not known, and so many people who, from the time I filmed the VIP episode I was in to today, because of my career, especially wrestling with WWE and everything, it introduced me to a whole other caliber of entertainers and talent, and they were my peers. So a lot of people that I ended up becoming friends with or friendly with were on VIP. And it's so funny to like watch it back this past year and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe so-and-so. I'll text them like, oh, you were on VIP. So was I. Not like you were, but, and then the wrestlers, the wrestling appearances on there. First of all, did you know Victoria is on there? She doesn't even have any words, but like words. She doesn't have any lines, but she plays like this bodyguard, and then she arm wrestles Pamela Anderson. So freaking cute. And I just saw her recently, Victoria, or Lisa Marie, however you know her. And I saw her at the LAX Fan Fest, and I had to tell her because I had just seen, prior to going to the Fan Fest, that episode. And I was like, I have to tell her that, you know, whatever. And so then here's the thing. I watch it on Tubi and I watch it on MeTV because I didn't know until the last few months it's on Tubi. So having it on Tubi is new. So I believe when I watched it on MeTV, that's when it was fresh in my mind. Like, oh my gosh, I have to tell Lisa that I think I pop huge every single time I see her on VIP, like when it comes on. And then I ended up having a conversation with her about it, and she was just laughing at me. She's like, oh, that's so cool. And then when I came back from the LAX Fan Fest, I watched it on Tubi, and it's just like going through the episodes as I watched them. And then it came on, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just was telling her about this, and here she is. There goes freaking Victoria on VIP. So you got Victoria, RVD was on it, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I feel like I'm leaving some people out, but yeah, dude, VIP is such a good show. And here's the thing that I wonder about. Pamela Anderson, I liked her as CJ Parker on Baywatch for sure, especially as the seasons went on and she would like did more, right? But on VIP, to me as an actress, I was like, I want to be a well-rounded actress like that. Like she's hot, she's sexy, but she's funny. It's like effortless, and like I just loved it, right? I loved the whole vibe. So what happened with Barbed Wire? Was it that she was just trying something that just didn't work right? Because on Barbed Wire, she comes off as not a really good actress, but she's a really good actress. So I wonder what that's all about. If you have any chisme on it, let me know in the comments because I would love to know. So another person that was on there was freaking Ice-T. Shout out to Ice-T, even though he will never see this. And my little story with Ice-T is way back in the day. This one time in Life Camp, I was doing an autograph signing in Florida. And it was one of those autograph signings where there wasn't really many wrestlers because it wasn't really like a wrestling convention or anything like that. It was mainly people that... a lot of TV people, but some movie people too. And when I say TV and movie people, I mean like the Soup Nazi was there, Bud Bundy was there, George Jefferson was there, Maestro was there, and Ice-T was there with Coco. Now, in this timeline of my career, when I was doing the autograph signing, I had already done WWE, I already did TNA. Now in TNA, when I was with LAX, we did a pay-per-view where Ice-T was supposed to come out with us and rap while we're going to the ring. But what ended up happening is he got snowed in and couldn't make it. So instead, they had this other dude, Filthy. They had him do it, and instead of Ice-T. So I had to go up to Ice-T and tell him this, like, and remind him. He's like, yeah, I remember that. I was like, dude, I was so sad because the whole day I kept going up to people saying I couldn't wait to meet you because I had something to tell you. He's like, what'd you have to say? You have to know. And I looked him dead in the face and I said, I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of my jungle, just a gangster, stuck and live my life like a firecracker, quick as my views, vendetta, the death pack, the colors I choose, red and blues, cousin bloods, it just don't matter, suck a die for your life with my shotgun scatter colors. The gangs in LA, we never die, just multiply colors. And he was just like, oh, it was such a cool moment for me. So I still got my colors moment. And Ice-T, there he is, the prophet. on VIP. And so I pick and choose, but I do put him over on Twitter. I'm like, oh, long live the prophet. But I try not to bombardment. I try not to bombard him with it, but I always got to give him that little shout out. And it seems he always interacts with the tweet when I put it out there, Mr. Ice-T. And I think it's because he liked playing the prophet. He was on it a couple times as the prophet, and he did a good job, you know, just Ice-T being Ice-T, but he was being the prophet. And it's just, I love it. So VIP to me is just such a special show because as an actress, as a model, as a wrestler, as a girly girl that likes some boy things too, I guess you would say boy things, I should say. It was just my jam. And rewatching it now that I'm older, now that I have more life experience, now that I'm just in a totally different phase in my life, I appreciate it in such a whole other level. And as I've talked about many times here and on the Smokeout, I'm going through my midlife crisis right now. So this is the perfect time for me to just be throwing myself into VIP. Now let's go back to that convention. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I had this boyfriend at the time, and he had nothing to do with the wrestling business. This is when I took some time off of wrestling, a couple years off. I was trying to figure myself out, right? And he went with me on this trip, and I just remember, I don't even know how it started, but we were in this area where it was just outside of the convention, but in the building. So it's like where fans couldn't be, right? And there were some bathrooms. And so I'm over there in this sexy nurse outfit with big old stripper boots on, crying, saying, "Are you saying that you're not in love with me?" And then George Jefferson walks in on us, and he doesn't know what to do. And it's this like whole dramatic scene. And so now, ever since then, that was a long ass time ago, but ever since then till now, whenever I see George Jefferson, the first thing I think of is he totally walked in on this moment where, like, I'm telling my very serious boyfriend, or asking him, "Don't you love me anymore?" And he's like, "I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I could say I'm still in love with you." And then I'm in this nurse outfit, boobs out, freaking big old stripper heels, crying. Those are the moments I live for. At the time, it sucked. But now looking back, I'm like, I'm glad I had that moment with George Jefferson. Let's keep this music party going. What do you guys think? I think we should too. All right, we have another extended block, if you will. And this is Nefex. And we're going to start off with their track called 6 Shots.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to. Something 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rockstar in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah.
Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rockstar in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rockstar in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rockstar in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I won't obey. You cannot tell me what I cannot say. I'm here to last, so yeah, I'm here to stay. I'll live each second like my final day. You can't take that away.
Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rockstar in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rockstar in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rockstar in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up.
get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you gon' wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude, crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently, thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you gon' wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
I'm back, you know that I never left. I got tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard, I'm ready to change. Scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
you are not as tough though.
Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me.
That was Nefex with Tough, ending that extended block. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. With that one, when I was going through all the catalog, and look, this catalog is very overwhelming because there's so many types of music. And if you know me, I love so many types of music. Like, I swear, when people are like, what kind of music do you like? Almost all of it. I love all music. So it's a lot. So it's going to be such the dive to go through all of it. But anyways, what stood out to me about Nefex was their lyrics. I really enjoyed their lyrics along with their music, of course. But I'm all about the lyrics. I'm a very lyric person. And I really appreciated the story that Nefex was telling in their songs. So earlier I mentioned that I saw Victoria/Lisa Marie at the LAX Fan Fest. So let's talk about it, shall we? So I knew I was going to be booked for the LAX Fan Fest shortly after WrestleCon. I went to WrestleCon with my homeboy Ron Rivera, shout out, with his Rudo's Epics props table. Go check them out on social media. I'm linked them all below and on the screen. And he asked me if I wanted to do it. I was like, why not? We had such a good time at the WrestleCon in Vegas, just chit-chatting, catching up, making a couple bucks. It's like all about it, especially because LAX Fan Fest, even though that's on the other side of town for me, that's still way less of a travel day than going all the way to Vegas. So I have a lot of things to say, but let's start off with Johnny Nitro, aka John Morrison. Now, what's interesting about John Morrison is I know him as Johnny Nitro. So moving forward, I'm just going to keep calling him Johnny Nitro or Nitro, okay? So get over it. Now, when I went to OVW, that's when Melina was taking off. Like, it was the beginning stages of the takeoff. Not the beginning stages of the gimmick, but the takeoff of the M&M gimmick that she had with Nitro and Joey Mercury. And so I knew Nitro as being Melina's boyfriend and knew him as being Melina's boyfriend for a really long time. Well, it turns out that when yours truly here was a contestant, not a contestant, auditioning for one of the Tough Enoughs that they had the audition process in Vegas. Johnny Nitro was there auditioning as well. Now, I didn't interact with him or anything like that, but it's so funny because I was there with some people that I knew, so of course I felt comfortable with them, and there was a lot of downtime, and one of the people convinced me that if we look like we're keeping busy and being athletic, that we'll get a look at, like, more than other people. So we were like doing little circuit training the whole time. I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. But anyways, I knew Nitro knew who I was because he had mentioned that there was people that they're doing circuit over there. And I'm like, yeah, roll your eyes, because I roll my eyes at myself that's what we were doing. But look, we're trying to make the time pass, but we're nervous. And I thought I was being led some good advice, but really we just look like some douchebags, to be honest. So anyway, even though at that time Melina and I were very close, BFF extraordinaire, I never really knew Nitro that well because my relationship was with Melina. You know, he was always there, but like we'd get together for like have lunch or dinner together at like the restaurant, so he wouldn't be there. And when we were in locker rooms together, we're in the girls' locker room together. So, but I'm just saying, like, I never had a problem with Nitro. I just never really knew him that well. But what I do appreciate about Nitro is a lot of the people he seems to be like really cool or tight with are people that I really like. So that says a lot. And then Nitro, as big of a name that he's made for himself and continues to be a named person that's out there wressling, he's always treated me the same. And I really, really appreciate that. When I saw him at the Fan Fest, he came out and was like, hey, Shelly, and I was on my way to go talk to Conan. So I was like, okay, I'll be right back, whatever. And so when I was coming back, I thought to myself, oh, Nitro's not going to remember. Like, it's fine. Like, whatever. And sure enough, before he left, he's like, I just wanted to make sure I said hi before, I left because I'm leaving right now. And that it's probably so small to Nitro, that small conversation we had and interaction, because it was so tiny. He meant Minnie. It really meant a lot to me. And I had been there for a good amount of time when we had that interaction. And something that I noticed is there was a lot of things that were off. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to let you know in the members only bonus section. Okay, I'm back because I had to share with my members the tea, because why? Most of you guys can't handle it. That's why. Those haters out there, those people out there that know me in real life and then they watch my stuff but like can't be bothered to ever mention that they do. People like that, you know, I can't give them access anymore. They ruin it for everybody. You know, there's always those people that ruin it for everyone. So don't blame me. Blame the haters, blame the hate watchers, blame my family, blame my former friends, blame my exes, blame my former coworkers. That's why. Sorry. I didn't want it this way. Trust me. So how do you get access to the bonus content? Well, let me tell you, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/Shelly Martinez, join the Vampire Radio VIP. Right now, I have a 7-day trial, so you can see what you're getting yourself into before you get charged. Only $3 a month. That's how you'll get invited to the member or VIP only live streams, the podcasts. There's over 100 podcasts right now for you to go filter on through, and of course you get the bonus content. So go on over to patreon.com/Shelly Martinez. I found out a lot of things at LAX Fan Fest. Let me tell you something, brother, sister. And what's really interesting is, without saying too much, because you can't, because why people can't hang, man, they can't hang. So I'm going to give you the short version. There's a group of people that I guess you would say disrupted my peace throughout the years, held me back from making some money, especially back in the day when I was really struggling. That sucks. So I could really use those couple bucks. It's not like it was like a lot of money, but you know, making some kind of monies is better than no monies. So this is one of the things that I've learned about myself, but when I'm in it, sometimes I forget and I get a little caught, is I get too distracted of why. Like, what did I do? Like, especially if I know I didn't do anything, I'm like, what did I do to be treated this way, to where this group of people not only talk crap, but they have prevented me from making my sad little monies to try to survive in this sick, sad world, you know? So what is it? And throughout the years, I hear little things here and there, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I get it. And that's when I realized, like, when you collect all of that data together and look at, let's say you throw all that data on a spreadsheet, that's when you see the big picture. And that's when I see the picture, I'm like, you know, I just wasn't meant to be around these people. That's fine. Like, I get it. Like, it just wasn't meant. But there was always this little piece in me that felt like, I still need more data though. Like, I'm not satisfied. Like, I want to let this go. I really do. I wish it was so simple to be like, oh, I'm not going to let this bothering me anymore. I wish it was that easy. If you have that kind of a switch, God bless you, because I don't. And I wish I did. I wish I had that kind of a switch, but I just don't. And something that I've been really working on is trying to let things go and not to obsess over why something or someone did or didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. So I just always had this sense of like, I get it, but I'm not satisfied. Until I went to the LAX Fan Fest. And when I got some information that filled in the blanks on how some of those people in that group, they totally don't get along anymore. And it makes so much sense. It was only a matter of time, right? Before they started screwing each other over. And there was a split. So hearing all the details of that and what has transpired within this group, now I understand. And now I got my why. And here's the thing. I don't regret ever not like wanting to get to that point where I got my why and I understand now. I just hate that I let it bother me so much, but I kind of had to because I cared, you know, when you care about something or some people or someone or something, like, of course you're going to care, especially if you have a lot of investment in whatever it is, you know. That's why I'll always be butthurt over wrestling because I poured a lot of my mind, body, and soul into wrestling. So yeah, the disappointments are going to always suck. It's just going to be how I deal with them and what I learn from them and continue to learn from them. And that's the true beauty of it. But when you're in it, oh my goodness. So when I would be haunted by these people, by either someone bringing them up or I see them somehow on social media, whatever the case may be, it was always that sting, right? But now I feel if it were to happen again, instead of it being like a sting, it's going to be like a dang, dude. If you told early 2000s Shelly that this is how these people were going to end up being in the future, I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, damn, like it is some deep chisme. It is golden, but it's not for me to be spewing out, you know what I'm saying? So I can't be telling you guys all the chisme over here, but it helped me. And so the LEX Fan Fest, man, it showed me so much. It just revealed. Dang, camera keeps overheating. Gosh. Anyways, long story shorter, but longer. The LEX Fan Fest, I gained so much from. Everything was revealed. And I'm going to get into it a little bit more, but first let's take another music break. I really hope I do not mess this name up. Ginkgos Marera. We're going to have a block of Ginkgos Marera. I think that's how you say it. I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. And this block I'm really looking forward to because I am super excited of discovering Ginkgos Marera. And there's a little extended block. Let's see if you dig it too. Kinkos Madera. Did I say that right? Well, that was a block. We started with Blue Well and we ended it with Skuba Drive. Kinkos Madera. Now I'm overthinking it. Kinkos Madera. That was an extended block. I thought it was really awesome. It was all over the place with the different songs. But, oh my gosh, like, I'm all over the place. So I look forward to diving in more into some Kinkos Madera. So back to LAX Fan Fest, OM to the G. So it was at this Hilton, and it seemed like maybe an older Hilton. I mean, it's by the LAX airport, hence LAX Fan Fest, right? So I'm guessing it's pretty old, which is fine. Totally haunted, by the way, I could tell. And where the actual LAX Fan Fest was, it was like in the basement level. It took me the rest of that day after the convention, and then the next day, and then part of the next, so like 2.5 days, I was kind of like, whoa, out of it, because the way I was feeling, I feel bad for little Minnie. I kept trying to hold her and like hydrate her and everything, but she couldn't have been feeling very good either. So I wonder how other people felt. I wish at the time I was just being really observant. First of all, vlog still coming soon, so be on the lookout. But I was being super observant of everything, and I was on an edible, so I was just like taking everything in. And I wish I would have taken the time to walk around, got some more content. But I think I was just kind of overwhelmed by how certain people were like throwing vibes at me. And then something I kicked myself in the butt for is when I went over to talk to Conan. I wish I would have told him this story I've said a million times, and I'll say it a million more. When I lived in Louisville, when I was under contract, I would go to this gym called the Louisville Athletic Center, LAC. And they had the cardio wall, and it was a bunch of TVs, and then you just put whatever cardio machine you're on, your headphones in, and you push a number, and that tells you can hear the audio of whatever number TV that was. And that's when I started getting familiar with TNA, because I wasn't familiar with TNA before. So I was getting familiar with it, and LAX just really stood out to me. And this is when Conan was with them. And I just remember watching them, and I mean, I'm aerial. I'm not having the problems with people backstage at that time. So there's no reason for me to think that my job's in jeopardy. But for some reason, my instinct was, if I ever got fired or something happened and I went to TNA, I could see myself with LAX. And that's when I would envision what I would wear, how I'd come out to the ring, the whole vibe. So that's why it was easy for me to step from Vampire Shelly and to Chola Shelly, because I was already practicing when I didn't realize it. I was just going with what my intuition was telling me. So I really, like with LAX, I wasn't familiar with Homicide or Hernandez, but of course I was with Conan. And I wanted to be a part of that group, not just because I saw myself being in it, but in some way I didn't understand it. Like, I didn't even give it a thought at the time, but I just felt it was a full circle somehow to work with Conan in LAX. So it sucks that I didn't get to, but I still got to be the first female member of LAX. And I wish I would have shared that with him, because when he was sharing some words of wisdom with me and Ron, it really resonated with me with what he was saying. And it made sense of why I always got along with Conan, even though I don't know him that well. And I don't know, there was just something that for me happened when he was sharing his words of wisdom. And I wish so I was kind of taken back by that. So I really wish I would have told him that, because it's so tiny and it's not even that big a deal, but it kind of is. I'm going to kick this camera's butt. What's your problem? You know what it is? I'm shooting in the summertime. That's what the problem is. So I decided that I'm going to rewatch You guessed it, The Last Resort. Now, I know I have covered a couple things here and there on Vampire Radio and on my other social media, but I really want to dive into the rewatch, especially now that my opinion on some people who I was all for has completely changed. So starting next week, I'm going to be doing a review of episode 1 of 90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort. And again, I'm really looking forward to rewatching it because I just have a whole other perspective on the whole thing. So let's see what happens. Buckle on up, amigos y amigas. All right, let's get into our last music extended block. This is Surf Ninja with Candy Apple Blue. that was Surf Ninja with Sweaty Linen. So, what'd you think of the Surf Ninja? I think the Surf Ninja's pretty choice. But I already know what I think. I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments below. Now, if you're tuning into today's show audio only, or you weren't paying attention to the screen when the music was playing, I did put the track titles and all that good stuff up on the screen. If you missed it, don't worry. In the description below, I put all the artists and where you can find them and all that good stuff. So make sure to go show them some support and love. After all, sharing is caring. All right, you'll be hearing or seeing this on Friday, so I hope you have a fantastic Friday. Remember, if you want the bonus content, to go to patreon.com/Shelly become a Vampire Radio VIP, and I will have a brand new episode for you next week where I'm going to talk more about what I did this past weekend, because I haven't done my vlog yet, and I wanted to show you guys all that, you know how I am. I need to show you, show and tell, so I'm not there yet. So next week we'll talk about my pretty awesome weekend that I just had. And going into this next weekend, positive vibes, love and light to you all. And until then, I'm Shelly from Cali. She is Minnie the Moocher, the podcast dog. And we'll be smiling you guys later. Adios.
Hurry back, and remember to bring your death certificates. Hurry back.
You a little bit nervous today?
Feel great.